Hi there, in this screencast I'm going to solve some of the equations related to logarithms. Okay, in my first problem here I have a log equals a number equation, and I always solve those by condensing, if necessary. If there are two logs on the left side of the equal sign, I condense into one. So for this problem here, because I have subtraction, that turns into a quotient when you condense. So my first step is to write log base 4 6 minus x over 6 equals 2. Then once I have condensed, I'm ready to write the equation in exponential form. So I'm going to get 4 squared equals 6 minus x over 6, and now I just need to solve that equation. Now if I turn the 4 squared on the left into a fraction by writing it over 1, then I can easily solve by cross multiplying. So if I do 1 times 6 minus x, that's going to give me 6 minus x, and on the left I do 6 times 16, and that gives me 96. Now I just need to subtract 6, giving me negative x equals 90, and then divide by negative 1. So I get x equals 90, and that's my solution. Okay, moving on to my second equation. In my second equation, I have a log equals log equation. So since I have two logs on the left, just like in the first problem we did, I always need to start by condensing into one. So when I do that, I'm going to, I have a sum, so a sum becomes a product when you condense. So I get that, and now I'm ready to equate the arguments of the log and solve the resulting equation that I get. So I get that. Now I'm just going to distribute and solve for x. So this is going to give me 32x plus 8 equals 33. I'm going to subtract 8, and that gives me 32x equals 25. And then lastly, I'm going to divide by 32. And that gives me x equals 25 over 32. And I'm all set. Oops. Now, if you ended up with a quadratic equation, meaning one that had x squared in it, if there was an x term and an x squared term, I would solve by factoring. If there was just an x squared term and a number, but no x term, I would solve by taking square roots. Okay, in my final problem here, I'm asked to solve an exponential equation, and I'm going to do this by taking logs of both sides of the equation. But before I can take logs, I need to isolate the term that has the base and exponent. So that means I'm going to, in this problem, I'm going to need to divide by negative 5 first. Okay, you should never do any multiplying of that number if you have a problem that has a number out in front of the base exponent. So the negative 5 is going to drop out. I'm going to be left with 9. 6p minus 9 equals 92 over 5. And then I do log of both sides, and I use a base of 9. Alright. After I do that, the logs disappear on the left, and I'm left with 6p minus 9 equals log base 9, 92 over 5. And now I just need to solve that equation for p. So I do that by first adding 9. So I get 6p equals 9 plus log 9, 92 over 5. And then lastly, I'm going to divide by 6. And that gives me p equals 9 plus log 9, 92 over 5, all divided by 6. And I'm all done. Okay, tonight's secret sentence was, or is, Savannah was a wonderful cat. Savannah's actually who you've been seeing an image of sitting on the couch right beside me as I record this. So, at any rate, hope this was helpful. I'm sorry it was so short, but I had car problems on the way home from school, so I didn't get home till very late. So, that's why I actually posted it pretty late as well. Alright, have a good night's sleep, and we will see you tomorrow. Cheers.